Liminal Village. The sun is almost setting. And now we're going to continue with a lecture from Luuk Verhoeven and Timo Kamp. Luuk Verhoeven strongly felt the after boom blues after his 212 visit to the Boom Festival and created the Share coin. His presentation will give information on how to do something nice for the everyday fellow you meet, as it turns out that can be quite difficult. And I guess it was you, right, who designed the coin at the end. I'm sure you will elaborate on that a little bit more. Please welcome them and give them a lot of love.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. I'm Luuk Verhoeven, like she said. I'm from the city of Nijmegen. I went to the Boom Festival for the first time in 2012, and for me it was just totally a game changer. Like, I've been to other festivals before, but then I came at the Boom and I never experienced anything like this, and afterwards even as well. So I got home and I got the Boom Blues, and now I'm gonna let Timo talk to do his introduction.
I'm Timo. When Luuk got the Bloom Boost, he came to me and he explained that he needed some help to take something from Boom back to normal life. And he had a great idea. He just needed some help to make it happen.
And make it look very nice. Yes. Can I get the next slide, please? Well, so the question that we had was like, how do we take the Boom spirit home? I was sitting in the park with my friends, as always, and I was sort of complaining about everyday life. Why isn't everybody like the Boom? What's going on in everyday life that's not going on at Boom? And so we really started to focus on, like, how do we take the spirit of Boom home? Like, how do we get this situation back in our hometown? Because I really missed it when I was back, and I wanted to go back to the Boom so bad, to be with all the lovely people. And then I thought, what am I doing? I'm just sitting in the park, playing some guitar, complaining about society. And I really started thinking about what Boom is all about for me, and how do I get other people to realize that this is a really awesome way to live, and to connect with people, and to like join together as like a group in like an individualistic society. Yeah. So I've made a concept. I've made a coin, and we're going to keep it a little bit vague in the beginning, and we'll make it clear as we go along. So Timo will tell about the basic workings of the coin, right?
Yes, for the basic workings of the coins, I'd like to introduce you to Bob. This is Bob. Bob would like to say hi to you.
Hi, Bob.
And Bob is just an average guy. He likes things like everyone likes things. For example, he likes things like getting a cold drink from someone when it's a very hot day, or when it's raining, when someone lends him an umbrella, or something less of an object. A good conversation with a person is also something Bob really enjoys. But what if someone does something nice for Bob and he hands him a coin? Now he suddenly has this coin.
What's this? A coin?
With the coin, Bob gets a little bit of a reminder that someone did something nice for him. And this reminder is physical. He puts it in his pocket or his wallet. And every time he reaches into his pocket or pays for something and takes out his wallet, he gets reminded of the fact that someone that he didn't know did something nice for him, even though this was a complete stranger to Bob. So that's when Bob gets the coin, and at a certain time, he gets the chance to also hand on the coin to someone else. Like, for example, Gaia on the right here. if Bob does something nice for Gaia, he gets the chance to pass on the coin and do something nice for Gaia, and then Gaia has the coin, which gives Gaia the chance to also do something nice for a stranger. So, there the coin goes. And go ahead. Now she is left with the question, who is she going to be nice for and give the coin to? So the essence is that you create an infinite chain of good things because she gives it on to another person, and then you get this string of nice things between strangers that have never met each other, but meet each other through the coin by doing something nice, and potentially an infinite string of nice things is created.
And the good part about this part as well is if somebody passes on the coin, he's already in a good place. He's already meeting new people, interacting with strangers, and not being scared of the everyday guy on the street. But if you meet a guy who doesn't really have the trust or the guts to step to a random person and share a moment with them and just like invite them into your life for a little bit, it are those people that benefit the most from having a physical reminder in the form of our coin to remind him that like somewhere some guy did some random thing, like shared a random moment for no reason at all, just to like share the love, right? And that's why it's a good idea to do something nice for a stranger and pass the coin on. And this is on the coin. This is really the general concept. When I thought of it, it was do something nice for a stranger. It evolved in the years of more like sharing a moment with somebody, because like how do you really do something nice for a stranger? Like if you pass him a beer and you wish him a good day, that is something nice, but it's still not the same as what we share on the boom. So I figured the best thing you can do is like really share a moment with a guy, and we'll come back to that later.
Alright, so to recap one more time what the coin is,
Yeah.
let's go through it one more time.
Okay, so we're going to go through it one more time because it's really counterintuitive. Normally, if you have a coin, you have 10 euros in your pocket, people are willing to do 10 euros worth of stuff for you. This time, it's the complete opposite. I used to call it Project Anti-Cash because it's not against cash, but it's the direct opposite of cash. Instead of having 10 euros of credit, you sort of still owe the galaxy just one good deed for a random person. And so it's instead of getting something, you're giving this coin, and that is maybe more appropriate name, but it was too difficult for people to explain. So, yet again, we have Bob. He has his coin. Bob does something nice for Gaia and passes her the coin. Not the other way around. Not Gaia does something nice for Bob and Bob gives her a coin. Then we're back to money. That's not what we want. So, and we go on. Gaia has the coin. And now Gaia has the option, the ability to choose what is Gaia going to do. She is the next person to do something nice for a stranger and pass the coin on.
Right. And that's why that's also on the back of the coin. On the in the outer ring, it says right what it said on the last slide. Do something nice for a stranger and pass the coin on. On the inner ring, there's a little there's just a little website that you can go to because we like to get feedback. That is the only thing that we gain from this project. It is not, we don't even gain from it, but it's just the fact that we hear stories from people that makes the coin successful. That's what inspires other people to do nice things, because it can be quite difficult to think about what to do for a complete stranger, as Luuk just explained earlier.
And then we'll go to the front of the coin, which looks really nice, designed by Timo. All the props to him. We have the Affinity logo. Nice, 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 nice. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So to back to the complications around doing something nice for a stranger. Um, to give you a few examples of what is something nice for a stranger, we thought of some everyday situations that can arise in which is ideal to hand out a coin. So let's start with the first one.
here's Timo. He's really lost, and here I am. Tell him the way, give him the coin. We're both very happy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so
So,
let's do the next one.
uh, yet again, Timo is in trouble. His
I have
bike's
I
not
have a flat
working.
tire.
Yeah. But I have a fucking pump. Pump up the tire, give him the coin, wish him well, and we both have a good time. So a lot of you have heard about couch surfing, and a lot of you probably have participated in couch surfing. This is also a perfect time to remind somebody, because you share your home with somebody and you give them a place to sleep, and that's really a big thing to share with people. And that's a great moment to give them a coin, to like give them that reminder to really pass it on, pass on the love. And so we have that one as well. There's Timo in his nice house. I give him a couch. I pass him the coin, and we're super happy. Oh yeah.
All right, so these are very basic daily situations. Reality is not that easy, and when you receive a coin at Boom, you'll run into problems taking it home and handing it out again, because not everyone has a flat tire exactly in front of your house. Couch surfers don't show up randomly, luckily. So we'd like to give you, we'd like to talk with you about how to deal with having a coin and who to hand it out with. Um, that's why
Yeah.
that's why we want to talk about the coin at Boom. Here you can see the coin at Boom 2014.
It was there.
Some of you might remember, might recognize the dance temple from the last edition.
It was awesome.
So, if you have a coin and you take it home with you, you've got to realize that this coin is meant to bring home the Boom spirit, and taking it home is taking it back to reality. Right here, everyone would probably really enjoy seeing this coin, would think it is a good idea. But there's also many people who are not so familiar with being nice to strangers, and that's where the coin does its magic. That's where you can go to someone and really give him a bit of a mind fuck, like, oh, what is this coin like? Um, why did you just give this to me? And that's why you got to make conscious decisions about who you're gonna give the coin to and in what way.
So we go to the next slide. Here we have Gaia again. She still has the coin, but now she's faced with the option of giving it to the next one. She can either give it to Greg, the guy with the tie, or you can give it to Moonbeam, the third generation hippie. Now, Moonbeam already travels every Goa Trance festival, and he's really converted into the church of Goa Trance. Greg, on the other hand, I thought it was Greg. Greg, on the other hand, doesn't have experiences. He fears other people, and he distrusts people he meets on the street. And so you're free to do whatever you want with the coin. It's no business of mine. But I would rather have people try to make a connection with Greg, because the Goa Trans community and what happens here at Boom is just amazing, and more people need to know. And preaching to the converted doesn't really spread the message as best as it is possible. Yeah. So next slide, please. So what have we done to share the coin? I've learned that for me it's the most easy to do something I love. I play the guitar. I really like playing the guitar, and I always have my guitar with me, and I play at random places, and I get into these situations where I'm hanging out with a homeless person, with a guy who's 80, with a woman who has two children and is just like on a walk. And what I do is I make sure I meet people, I have a good time with them, I offer them something to drink, something to eat, and we just hang out for like a half an hour. We did it at the universities, we did it at the park, we did it at a lot of places. But it turns out this is where it gets difficult. How to share a nice experience and do it deliberately. Not the random encounter, but deliberately walking up to people and be like, hey, let's hang out, let's do this. And that's where it gets hard. So the first time I got my coins, I was really excited. I went to the supermarket, I got a lot of refreshments. I got some ice cubes. It was 40 degrees outside, hot in the Netherlands, very hot. And so I got my drinks, I got my cups, I got my ice. I'm in the city. We had a nice flyer printed out to hand to people, to give them a drink and give them a coin and be like, wish them a nice day. So in total, people, I think we got rid of maybe 5 drinks. 5 drinks because people, when you meet people on the street, and they talk to you randomly, they're usually they want you to contribute, or they want you to join their cause, or they want you to give their money or their time. And so people are really desensitized about the contact with strangers. Like they have this view that every time somebody talks to you in the city, they want your cash or your time, because they, let's be honest, they usually do. So that was really a challenge. So what I noticed is that the city was not the right place, like in the city center. What I noticed that it was better to go where people are relaxed, where people have the time, and where people have just a little more trust in each other, because it's all about the willingness to participate, and the willingness to participate is derived from the trust you place in other people. That's why here at the Boom, everybody gets along, we're connected, because we trust each other. And because we trust each other, we can be nice to each other, and we can meet each other and just have it be like we've always been friends after 5 minutes. You trust the other person because they're here and they participate, and that is a really great feeling. But to get that into to society, that's a bit hard. You maybe want to tell about another thing we did?
I think it's also very important how you mentioned your passion about guitar. Doing something nice for a stranger that you're passionate about helps a lot, because then people connect to you on a personal level. It gives the first step to having this little moment together, because this person notices that Luuk likes playing the guitar. He likes playing the guitar for people. Luuk doesn't actually enjoy giving out cold drinks. He enjoys making people happy, and making them happy with something he is passionate about is what makes him more happy, and the people he gives it to.
I am really excited by cold drinks though. Like ice cubes. It's nice.
All right. Next slide, please. So, this is our website. Unfortunately, just notice that it says .com, and our website is .nl because we're from the Netherlands.
And
We'll get to that. We've got plenty of flyers that says the right website.
and it's on the coin as well.
Right. But seeing a website always makes things seem very official. But what you need to realize is that we are just two guys. We don't have a foundation. We don't have a company. And we don't feel like this is ours. This is a project that belongs to everyone.
Yeah. I sort of lost my train of thought, but I'll get back to it.
So what if someone thinks like, oh, these coins, I love them. Get in touch with us. Walk up to us after the talk, or go to our website. Send us a message, because we'll give you everything. We don't even mind if you steal our idea, steal everything. We'll just send it to you, because if you want to spread more coins into the world. That's what matters to us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's well put. That's well put. So for the website, what is important as well? We said it before, but the only thing that we get out of this is people sharing their stories, or maybe like giving a like every once and then on Facebook. It directly links you to Facebook, and it's important for us to get the stories of people so we can tell other people and have our own inspiration on how to do this project and pass the coin along, because it's still a work in progress, and like all the people that want to join in, this would be amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
Right, so this is just our idea of how to take home the Boom Spirit. But what we would very much like to hear from everyone is how they are going to go home and take home that Boom Spirit. How are you guys going to incorporate some of the amazing spirit and connection between people in your daily life? So after this, we'd like to join with you into a discussion. But before we before we start the
dialogue.
discussion, the dialogue, we'd like to say that if someone after this talk feels like, ooh, I'd like to have one of these coins, please come up to us after the talk, and we'll gladly hand out one coin to you. If you'd
So-
like more, you can always just get in touch with us afterwards, and we'll make sure that you'll get more coins. But there's at least one coin for every person right now at the Liminal Village, and we'll even give you a little flyer with it that helps you to spread the coin in the right way.
Well, in any way you want. So, do we have any more stuff to talk about? I thought there was more
I think we
things.
can start the dialogue if.
Okay, let's do this.
Hi. Are you supposed to do something nice for a stranger, or can you also do it for a friend?
Well, you're already friends with your friends, so it's really about amplifying the Boom spirit and like increasing the impact that Boom has on people. Like your friends they already like you, they already connected with you because this. Do something nice for your friend, but please give the coin to a stranger. Yeah.
I was wondering if you have any tricks on how to get people's trust, because I tried myself to just talk to random people in public transport or so and make a conversation, but I noticed sometimes people are scared because they're not sure what I want from them. So I wonder if you have any tricks on how to overcome that.
I think the most important part is to choose your location well.
Yeah.
If somebody is like we said in the city, it didn't work for crap, but in the park or at the university, people are already more open to get into a conversation.
Yeah, we've also had the problem with public transportation. It seems like a great place because it unites a lot of random people, but at the same time, everyone's going somewhere, not really interested in just stopping and talking to a stranger. But I think society has given us some places where people are more at ease and more willing to start a conversation with a stranger. And I'd say even if you're not in university, or even if you don't like to hang out in a bar, they are still good places. You can still go there and initiate a talk with someone.
Yeah. Also, a good way for me personally is like we said before, is you share something you love, and that can be everything. It doesn't have to be music. It's just something that you're really enthusiastic about, and just sometimes you got to sort of cherry pick the person. Like if you're really into extreme sports, there's no use of trying to talk to a guy who's 80 about extreme sports. You need to make sure you can include them in what you are trying to get across to him. Does that answer your question?
We really enjoy your questions, but we'd also very much like to not hear a question from someone, but a suggestion. It doesn't have to apply to our project, but we'd like to hear from someone that maybe has a different idea to do something nice for a stranger.
Or just tell what the boom means to you. Maybe like no, like it's my subjective experience that I experience this love and this connection between people, and I'd like to know from the audience, from where how do you feel about the boom, and how what do you think it's even like? Are you going to take it home?
Yeah, hi. I would like to share something what we did with strangers here.
Hi, yeah. I'm
Hi.
sorry, I missed the last guy.
No, but maybe he likes to offer something afterward. Okay. So we did set up a space in the middle of Berlin and did 5 minutes of eye gazing with strangers.
Oh, nice.
That was something pretty intense too, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's really you have to get over this threshold because it's awkward. You're like you're not
Yeah.
used to doing this, but when you get over that threshold and people actually start hanging out, it's just a lot of fun and it stops being awkward anymore.
Yeah, and when you have like this limit, also with 5 minutes, you can you have the time to tune into these eyes and discover the universe, which is beholden that.
Oh, that would be a really great time to give them a coin because
Yeah.
you shared a moment. Like maybe they thought it was a little bit like intrusive or I don't know.
We had
But-
like also a lot of hugs afterwards.
Oh, that's great.
And like random people passing by, really beautiful.
Oh, that's
Like
super.
I would recommend that. Do this in your city,
Can
like
I
just with a simple sign, and then sit down, like offer space with a blanket, and put off a sign. It's better when you do it in a group, like 10 people, and you get already the critical mass, you know.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
just the only way you incorporated people in this eye gazing was through a sign on the street.
Yeah, not like going to them and ask them, invite them, so you don't have to overcome this. Just really invite them while sitting and putting the sign, and they come, for sure.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't.
Hello. Hello.
Where there? Ah,
Over here.
yeah. Hi.
Hiya. I love this idea and I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
I've got a question about. I think this is wonderful, but it also requires a lot of inner strength, and it requires you to be in a place where you feel you can give. And actually, a lot of us. Well, I speak for myself when I know I go back to a place where I'm super busy, living in a city and actually feeling quite stressed. And I heard that you also live in a city.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are lots of moments when I do go back and I feel very open and I want to create that conversation and start that sort of feeling of oneness that is so present here.
Yeah.
But how can you kind of retain that feeling so that you can pass it on?
It is for me. I'm not a professional guitar player of any sort. I do my best. I practice a lot, but for me it was the thing that made me do it is realizing that even though you're not the biggest professional or the super good at what you do, it doesn't matter as long as you love it, and as long then it has value for other people. If you sing a song and you're not good, but you do it with passion or with a smile, and you realize that for other people it's nice to see what other people do. It's nice for other people to experience what other people like. So it's really about realizing that you have talent and you have something to share with people. And it's sort of a mental step. I can't really tell you how to step by step do it, but it's really about just realizing that even though it's not perfect, it's just for other people they have such a good time, and you really contribute something in their life. You switch up their daily routine for just a tiny second, and that alone has value. And then it's about gathering up the bravery or the courage to just step to a random person and to engage.
I think you're right. Daily life can be stressful and you can be very busy, but it doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to take long. As long as the stranger can see that you are sincere about your acts, that's already enough. The sincerity can be enough for that stranger to actually do something big for another stranger. You don't have to feel bad about the fact that you are too busy in daily life to do anything else than just like, to use the example that we showed earlier, to just show a stranger the way on the streets. That can be enough to give the coin, as long as you have that really tiny moment.
I'll do you even one better. Like if you're too busy to actually meet persons and to like actually roll up to them, that for me is the preferential way. But I've just maybe just left the beer somewhere with a coin on it. Just you put it under the lid and you put it somewhere, and somebody rolls up to it and finds the beer, takes the coin. He's like, "What's this?" and still has an experience of a kind random act from a stranger. So it doesn't have to be personal. For me, it works better. But you can just take the coin, make a nice drawing, or do whatever people do, and leave the coin there and let other people decide if they want to take up the challenge, because it's not forced. It's just a coin. Yeah. Did that answer your question? Thank you. Yeah.
Hello. Oh.
Hi.
So, two little interesting ideas. One of which, for example, like you said, sometimes it's really hard to talk to random people. They don't feel comfortable. And a good way to almost like avoid confrontation but get the same effect is if you just go to a coffee shop and pay for 2 coffees and say, I want the next person to get a free coffee, and write them a letter.
Classic pay it forward.
Yeah, super simple, super easy, and you can do that anywhere. Go on.
I was halfway through writing my plan and figuring all this stuff out, and then some guy was like, "Oh, like the movie Pay It Forward." And I was like, "Is there a movie?" But apparently there's a movie, and and I heard about these ideas as well, where you like give coffees to like homeless people who come in, and for the homeless people, from that perspective, maybe it's really. For them, it's like an emancipatory factor to realize that even though you're homeless or you're handicapped or you're a refugee, there's still something you love and that you can share with other people if you have the courage. And you had another one, right?
In order to gain people's trust, often when they're alone and they see that you're alone or that you're preaching or trying to get people, it can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
And so what I notice is, even if I get just 10 of my close friends to come set up something and just have a blast, like, first of all, nobody knows we're friends. So people think that there are other strangers having fun, participating in something, and they're more likely that you can trick people into trusting you. To play by, you don't have to play by the rules.
It's a little white lie. It sounds good. It sounds good.
Yeah, that's it.
So, any other good white lies?
So I had an idea that might fit here as well. I really like massages, both giving and receiving. So I thought maybe we could set up a free massage place where people just massage each other. And then it works by you get a massage and afterwards you give it to someone else. And then you continue the line.
Oh,
and
that sounds good.
I wonder if anything like this exists here on Boom already?
Do you want a massage? There's probably somebody.
Otherwise I might like set up a space with a sign or so and a cushion or whatever.
Do your thing. Nice. Do you want some coins?
It's a very good idea.
Yeah, coins would be good, and also something to make a sign, because I don't have anything.
Oh, I think even outside of Boom, it's a good idea, because it also introduces people to the Boom spirit. Some people might be a bit uncomfortable with the idea of giving a stranger a massage, but here at Boom, I'm pretty sure most people are not are completely comfortable with giving a stranger a massage.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice to have a society where people got like their back rubbed more often?
Would be nice.
Right?
So, if anyone has cardboard and a marker or a cushion or so, please come to me.
Okay.
Thanks.
I think there's actually a person over here.
What? Oh. Oh, damn.
Would you like it?
It's already written.
I think it says, you, yes you, give me a massage. Ooh, it's quite a
Yeah.
It's not exactly what you meant. I'll put it down here. You can get it after the. Maybe you can adjust it a little bit.
Maybe say. Oh, it says please. Like
Yes.
just a little bit. So.
Over there.
Over there. Over there. Over there. The lights.
I was waiting at a long line to get my money from the cash machines. And then I thought maybe we could all give each other a massage because we are already standing in a line. And when you're standing in a line for a toilet. So I started with the one before me, but the ones in the back didn't want to participate. But maybe if we all do it, people want to.
It's really important. Like this, of course, this is just a drop on a hot plate. Our project. It's trying to get to increase an idea, but it's not starting any revolutions as of yet. And so, if we trust each other more and we come closer together, eventually we can bring those kinds of aspects to our hometown. But I think it's still a little bit far-fetched. I really hope to. I always feel sad that some of the Goa trans people are so inclusive. They're like, we're the tribe and we're the people who are connected, and the other persons, we stay away from them. We hide in hippie communities, we hide on festivals. But what I want is to like really include everybody, like even the unconverted. And I really like your idea. And keep trying, because when people trust each other more, it'll come and it'll be nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about too much about the drop on a hot plate factor. It's just a little seed, a little seed, and like Luke said,
Might
it's
be even a better metaphor.
it's not a thing that's trying to revolutionize change into society. We're just trying to play with the individuality that society is and make a tiny change, just like everyone can make a tiny change. You don't have to be part of our project. Everyone's included already.
Hello. I wanted to speak about my boom experience of how I changed and how I took it home.
Do it.
2014 was my first boom, and how I realized boom changed me was until I got off the plane, because the reality is people, your family, your friends are the first ones to see you, and I was thinking, oh, accepting, they love me, I came new, but it was contrary. They were shocked. They were thinking, oh, what happened to you? Why are you so different? Like,
Oh.
and I had to face the reality that people expect to see you a certain way, and when they see you change, they think something's wrong. But in reality, you are doing better. And I said to myself, first I need to apply everything I learned at Boom and change myself before I want to change my life and change other people's lives.
Can you give an example of that?
Yes,
Yeah.
so I started letting go of anger, letting go of, I won't lie, hate, letting go of envy. I started reading more books, and then after that, when I started attending more festivals or music or wherever I would go, I would start being more positive and just admiring people. I no longer had that fear of, like, for example, if I were to see you, I would, in a past life, I'd be like, oh, she's beautiful, or he's beautiful, or I like this of them. But I would never say it. But now when I see someone, I'm like, oh, I like your hair. I really admire it, And funny story, one person I did that to at the gym, random place to do it, had dreads, and I was like, I like your hair. I really want that. And he said, and we sat down, talked. Next thing we know, we were traveling to Thailand.
Yeah, that's bringing it home,
Yeah.
man. That's bringing it home. Give them man some love. Amen.
Hi, I just wanted to share a story of making chai shop. We sat in the park, a couple of friends, brought some blankets, made chai, and we put up a sign where it said, you can pay for the chai if you want to, otherwise it's free. And then there was space for people to sit down. No, it's free, I don't have any money. Yeah, cool, sit down, let's just chat and have a nice time. And then they could leave the money that they wanted to, if they wanted to. So we broke even with like 10 euros for a full day, and that was all the expenses we had. And then you meet a lot of good people and have interesting conversations. And you know.
Oh, that's really nice. That's
So
really
that
nice.
worked really out well because people are mistrusting and they're like, "Is there drugs in it?" And like, no,
Oh.
not that one. And then you kind of like move on from there. So that really worked. I had a sign with "Freiwillige Spenden." It was in Berlin, and you can also be upfront
Lovely
with people.
city.
Yeah, you can be upfront with people and say, "Yeah, we're buddies, but we instead of drinking beer, we thought we'd just make some chai and meet some new people."
Oh, that's super nice, man. If you want some coins for that, you can just come and grab some coins. It will be awesome.
It's these kind of stories that we love to hear. They can be really small as well. If it's something that Boom costs you to do at home, please share it. We love to hear it. Everyone loves to hear it, I think.
Hello, guys. And girls. I just wanted to share my story, how Boom changed my life. Like, in my puberty, I was so aware about all these negative things in life, and now animal cruelty and human cruelty and economic bad systems. And then I came to Boom for the first time, and I experienced so much love and so much positivity, and it was really an eye-opener. Because, like, after that, I started to focus so much more on the positive things in life, and that really made me a happier person. And yeah, it's just
Did
I
you?
hope it can be an inspiration to.
Did you? How did you change your everyday life? Like, what did you do before Boom that you didn't do after Boom?
Well, for example, I stopped watching the news and like reading newspapers. Even though I don't want to dig my head in the ground, but there's so much negativity about all the war, and I don't want to give that attention in my life. Like, there's already so much bad things in life that I'd rather just focus on the beautiful things. And like, I can really enjoy. I was working as a garbage man for 3 years, and like in the mornings I would just become happy if I see owners walking the dog and the dog is just waggling his tail and sniffing around, just being really happy. That really makes me happy as well. Or like seeing a cat laying to sleep in the front window. There's just small things in life that can make me happy.
So maybe you can go walk somebody's dog and give him a coin.
Yeah, for example.
Makes you happy, makes them happy, everybody dog happy.
Exactly.
It's a trifecta right there.
Yeah, hoppa, nice.
Right, anybody else?
I was just saying the easiest thing you can take home is your bracelet, actually. It's on your arm. You just leave it on there. I've kept my bracelet from last Boom 2 years ago until here. And some people may be afraid that if they go to a job interview, they might not get a job or so. For all those, I wanted to let them know, hey, maybe they will feel the bracelet right when they shake your hand for the first time. I found a wonderful job. It made me, my bracelet made me talk to people about the Boom Festival, like this beautiful girl sitting next to me.
Hey.
And well, there we go. Not even a year later, we're going to become parents.
Oh.
Woo! And it's a very easy way to spread around the world the word of Boom Festival, to just keep the bracelet on as long as it holds.
My 2012 bracelet nearly made it to this Boom, but it sort of like rotted off my arm, so it was nasty after a while. It didn't survive fusion. But yeah, I really agree that it's a really good way to at least talk about the Boom at home and like get people interested. Because every time you show people pictures or tell them how it's going on, what's going on here, I don't think they really believe you. I think they have to see it for themselves, but they will definitely get inspired. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Just keep the bracelet on.
This is my first Boom, and I also started thinking like, how the hell am I gonna manage when I get back home? I mean, this is brilliant. I get goosebumps every time everyone says something nice, which is like all the time. So I have goosebumps for a week now. But basically, on the second day, I did a workshop, and at the end of the workshop, it wasn't a group practice, so anyone who has been there knows this. We did the love train. Anyone? No? Okay, this is going to be amazing. All right, so we had to stand in a circle, and then another circle in that circle, and then faces towards each other. with just enough space for one person to pass through. Then the first person, well, actually, we just cut the circle somewhere. So the first person got blindfolded and walked through the circle, and everyone had to whisper something nice in his or her ear.
Nice.
So like, I love you, or you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're gonna be loved, or anything. It didn't matter, just what you felt. And so after a while, everyone was just walking in the circle, and everyone was just whispering all nice things to them. And it was just amazing. Everyone came out crying from happiness because it was so beautiful. I I get a lump in my throat just thinking about how beautiful it was.
Nice. Like, yeah, if you got really inspired by that, like, take it home. Try to get like to places where that would work.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend of mine who's also here, who did the workshop as well, and we actually I want to make an art project from it, and I think she wants to help me with it, and we're just gonna make a big project in the city somewhere, and we're just hoping that if we have enough people, that other people will just join in because they're curious, and also because we're whispering, nobody really knows what's going on, so they have to get close to,
That's nice.
feel the magic and all the love.
If you like, contact us, get some coins, give them a coin afterwards, try to
I will.
spread it.
I will see you in Nijmegen.
Nice. Nijmegen.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for trying to make the world a better place. Give it up for Luuk and Timo! Oh!
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, you're talking about Facebook now. Do you have some examples that you guys got in from the feedback?
There was this guy, Will Davis from England. He got 10 coins, and I think he shared one with his mother because he really wanted to. That's okay. And he went to I think it was like a festival at Stonehenge, and he really just started talking to people, just really sharing these amazing moments. And that for me was really a good example of how somebody shared a story just about how he did it and what he felt about it. And he was like, I'm gonna call him the share coin because he couldn't really say deel de munt because it's sort of Dutch. I never really anticipated that I would be standing on Boom like a couple of years later talking to an international crowd, so I kept it Dutch. But I'm thinking of like moving to like an English forum as well. Right?
Right. It's kind of interesting that I'm sitting right here and talking to you. My first boom was 4 booms ago. And before that, well, no, that's definitely not, that's nothing. But before that, I had met the founders and understood what I thought that boom was. Came here, and it completely blew my mind. And I dedicated myself to be, I dedicated myself to Boom, and 4 booms later, I am the voice of Boom, which means that I do openings, I do announcements, I'm in a liminal village standing, but I also put this carpet in the floor, you know, I'm on my knees, and normally I am a little princess that's being driven around in big limousines to arrive at big main stages doing voiceovers. But what I took with me is that when I found 4 editions ago that there were many thousands of people like me that have a different attitude towards life, that I did not have to hide my smiles anymore. And I started pushing my smiles, which meant, because I come from Dutch culture as well, that sometimes I had to push twice as hard, which means like I actually pushed my smiles up more, and I gave 2 extra compliments until I saw that the person in front of me actually heard what I had to say, until it got like a certain spark in their eyes, until they really believed that I wasn't a fraud or I was doing this to actually push up my ego, but actually to give them something in that moment, because I know, coming from the West as well, that we suffer, you know, and that it's really hard to see the light when you are in a constant, like, depressing a community. So I just decided that there was no compromise anymore. It's like every single day with, as far as I can make sure 100% of the people I meet, I give them something extra. And there's another thing. I understood that the transformation is key. So all the work I do now has to be full of meaning, which I also think Boom is. So no compromise. It's meaning, meaning, and smiles to everybody, everywhere.
I think we can applaud to that, right?
Thank you, thank you. There's someone over here.
Anybody? The guy over there.
Hello. I'm gonna try to explain a little bit about what is going on, and I hope I can inspire a little bit. Which was it may sound like a sad story, but eventually will come up as a beautiful way because right now I'm feeling beautiful again. My first boom was 2012, which was absolutely perfect. I could not.
It was a really good one.
Yeah, I really could not expect too much, and it was absurd, a lot more than anything that I could think about. And went back home, and well, it changed me inside, absolutely. It was so much love and trust. That's basically it. And eventually, I could not come to 2014, and I detached partially because society may be quite sick, and I found a way to come back here, basically because I met people who are extraordinary, and made this possible. And I came with like a huge idea. I was I was videotaping like a documentary and all, and first day that I got here, well, it's a lot of people, right? So I got worried a little bit more than 2012, at least twice. And the first thing that I did was to get a locker, because I brought my equipment, all my gear, my life was there. And I was a little bit worried, I was detached yet, and on the first day, I had one of the best days in my life, one of the best nights, and everything was perfect again. And I was not only flying away from my personal, like, for everything that I've got for those 4 years, which are attached to and made me feel detached from everything, from the singularity moment, and then I was back to it. And it was like perfect. And the second night couldn't be better. And I faced like to ignore a little bit of what I was feeling, and I decided to just not use my gear and leave my equipment in my tent, which I trust, and I was trusting everything again. And unfortunately, when I went back home, my tent, it was stolen. Somebody took it off, and immediately I was detached again. And it was ridiculous because the first thing I felt was like, okay, I had material stuff. That's not a good issue. I can just find a way of finding them again in the universe, and eventually I'll manage my stuff. But I had produced like at least 3 hours of material, and it was amazing, amazing, beautiful stuff. And it was very, very sad. Like the first thing that I thought after like doing the police stuff and all was like, well, I'm gonna leave. That's all I'm feeling. Like, get the fuck out. And eventually I decided, no, doesn't work like that. Get some sleep. You're really tired. And I slept like for 4 hours. And when I woke up, I was not feeling good yet, of course. And I decided to just, well, I'm not going to stay with my friends for the day because I'm not in a good mood. And I want them to keep going on this perfection, which, well, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Then I decided to just try to reconnect somehow. I would not like to leave here with a bad experience at all. So I spent 7 hours in the juice bar near the market plaza, and I met more than 40 different people from everywhere.
Nice.
And I
Show
started
this
to
person
just
some love, please, because he had a really hard time. Come on. Come on. Yes, that's the thing. Boom is amazing, but even bad people can buy a ticket for Boom.
Yeah, and everything, I went back. I came back to the stage I was before anything happened. And eventually I managed to find a way to deal with that. And while I'm back, I started, luckily my GoPro was not in my tent. And I have my phone, and I have friends, and I have love. and I met a lot of amazing people throughout those days. And the only thing I can say, even with all this creepy stuff, it's thank you guys for this
Oh,
experience.
you're bringing
This is
it home.
amazing.
You're bringing it
amazing.
home, the
Yeah.
boom spirit.
As much as
Yeah.
I can.
Nice, man.
So from
Nice.
that, I will try as much as I can to finish what I started. We're back moving, videotaping, and well, interviews are going on. We have 2 days, it's not enough, but well, in 2 years, back here, again, spreading the message as much as I can. We need the better world. That's all we need. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that.
This is my
Can you-
first
can-
boom as well.
Can you wave at me for a moment? Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here.
way in the back.
This is my first boom. My friends who I'm here with today, they came last edition and wouldn't shut up about it
Hell
at all.
yeah.
And it got a little bit frustrating actually.
It
and then
did.
coming here, I'm like, all right, fair enough. But I just like I've done some things since I've been here that like really really simple things that I just didn't think I would do, like being naked, and talking to people from all different countries, like about absolutely anything. I just wanted to express how amazing I think it is that people can feel so comfortable around people in this environment. I just think that's so great, like that everyone's just so totally comfortable around each other. I think it's just such a nice thing, and I've really really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Guy.
I just wanted to express that.
Yeah. Are you going to take something back from the boom? Like you've been naked around people and just comfortable with things you were never comfortable with. Like how do you plan to like go back to your normal life without going insane?
I don't really know right now. I suppose if it's taught me anything, it's just to like look for the nice things, look for the good things.
Well, at least come and get yourself a coin.
Thank you.
And be the nice thing.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, it's me again.
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for the men who've shown their vulnerability. And I think that's a really, really important thing to do. I know in society it's really difficult for men to show vulnerability and emotion with sometimes feeling less than a man. So to kind of round that up, I think it's really important that that these people have spoken and shown their vulnerability, because you will create more of an open space for others to feel safe in doing the same. And I think that's also a huge thing that should be taken home.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if people want to come up to us, like grab a
please
coin,
come up
we
to
can
us
we can pass them
and
out.
grab yourself a coin.
And we'll see you guys at the dance floor, and we'll see you guys at the boom. Right.